really why the band broke up.
Yeah.
A kind of newer example of that would be At the Drive-In. They broke up into Sparta and Mars Volta.
Yeah.
So Gabriel went Mars Volta and Genesis went Sparta, even though that's not a great example because Sparta are fucking great and Genesis went a bit... Except for a few songs that were great.
I still count Land of Confusion as one of my top songs.
Land of Confusion was a song I had on this before. It's ridiculously good.
Yeah.
It's so good. And to be fair to Genesis, they had a few absolute bangers like Mama. They had some incredible fucking songs with I'm not slating them, but they also had I Can't Dance. And to imagine Peter Gabriel singing that. Even though,
that song.
if you think about it, right, Gabriel also went fucking quite poppy with Sledgehammer, but it's so arty and different and weird enough to, and Steam as well. Steam was the Sledgehammer often, the album afterwards, which I actually think is better than Sledgehammer. So Phil Collins, I didn't realise this, Phil Collins left Genesis in 96 and they continued on for 2 years without him.
Really?
With another singer.
I read something.
Wilson or Kenneth something. Whoa, it's going to wreck
Kevin Bloody Wilson.
God, imagine liking him. And, oh, God, imagine going to... Doesn't matter, I'm not going to talk about it.
Let's not go down that rabbit hole.
So, obviously, Genesis was not... trying to do Genesis without Phil Collins and Peter Gabriel was a little bit ambitious. So, go on, do your Mike and Mechanics thing. You're grand. They reunited, obviously, without Gabriel in 2006. Because in 2006, Gabriel was still killing it.
Yeah.
Just killing it. He'll always kill it. He's got that world music vibe where people around the world, he tapped into that. And once you get into that world music thing, you are set to play anywhere and sell any kind of music. That's not to degrade his music. I think it's fantastic. But he opened up his mind to all that's great. They got back together for a 1-year tour and quit again. Because you have to remember that Phil Collins was bigger than all of them.
Yeah.
Phil Collins is bigger than Genesis and Peter Gabriel, I wouldn't say possibly put together, but definitely bigger than both of them.
Yeah.
So Phil Collins didn't really need to do even that reunion tour. And Phil Collins gets a huge amount of stick. Like
ridiculous.
It's I really don't get it. I get it in some ways, but like he gets
it's the
gets
era.
Simply Red kind of stick.
Yeah, big time. And it's the era that he was at his most popular. He was surrounded, like the people that he was being talked about with would have been stuff like Simply Red.
Exactly. And I think that was unfair because it's not like Sussudio and like No Jacket Required and all that. Those albums are infinitely better than anything that horrible phase of 90s English stuff came out with. And I think it's unfair, but you're right, to the point where he said, I'm quitting. I don't think people want to hear me anymore. And that's a real fucking sad thing to hear. And I'm not massive fucking
He's doing
fan.
a final tour at the moment, isn't he? His last one.
That's right.
Yeah, and he's re-released a couple of albums as well. He's redone the covers with his current face instead of his old face.
That's
on the reissues there.
I don't like when people do that.
It's interesting.
Here's a sneeze.
They're so sneezy.
So sneezy. Is that our first sneeze on the podcast?
I don't know. Probably.
Enjoy that, folks.
Enjoy that. We won't cut that out.
You didn't have to feel that. Like Garrett got
I'll
that
add a
all
bit
over.
of
He got that
reverb
all
onto
over
that.
his face. Like the Predator.
Sneeze. Kill.
Yeah, you're not going to see. Do you know what you might see? One of the members dies. We've talked about this.
Yes.
This odd thing can happen when a member dies.
Memorial fucking gig.
Exactly. They do the thing.
They're bound to happen.
Peter Gabriel's still making music, still making albums. They're still going to sell absolute mad quantities around the world because he has tapped into this. And he only went on Spotify recently. He's one of those fuckers that didn't go on Spotify for a long time.
Holdouts.
Should we talk about Spotify sometime?
No,
good. Right. Who's your next one?
My next one is I had to do Oasis. Now,
yeah, fair enough.
I'll be honest with you. Not that I didn't want to do Oasis. Whenever we're building these playlists, I will often I'll grab the notepad.
Well, you're free to do whatever you want. If it's wrong or right, it's all right.
Yeah. And Jesus Christ.
Oh, I could have done better. But off the cuff, that wasn't bad.
I can't.
So quick.
I generally tend to write down a load of bands that initially come into my mind. So when we're doing like broken up stuff, all the big bands kind of jump straight into my head. And I wrote Oasis down. I was like, that's too fucking obvious. I'm not going to do it. Yeah. Until I read.
No, that's what I'm saying. There's good meat in it.
Until I read why they broke up.
There's good meat in it.
Oh, listen, there's so much meat in this Oasis sandwich that I had to ignore most of it. And I've just done the beginning of the end and the end of the end. I'm not going to touch up anything in between.
Not touch on all the interviews where they literally enjoyed shitting on each other.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to touch up the start of it, and then I'm going to do the end of it, right? So,
what song did you pick?
Little bit Acquiesce is what I picked.
Possibly my favourite. No, my second favourite Oasis song.
Yeah. I was going to put Master Plan on there because it's a killer song as well, but Acquiesce is a beast.
Acquiesce is a phenomenal song.
So they formed in 1991, and they broke up in 2009. All right? So, first album comes out in 1994. Again, it's another fucking Creation Records, Alan McGee.
Sorry, but I fucking love it. I love it.
It's a great album. It's a great album.
I love the first album.
I like the first and the second album.
I love the second album even more.
But I didn't like them when they were originally out. I didn't like any of those bands, to be
you like Shed 7?
I like Shed 7, I like Supergrass. And Supergrass even be a little bit later than that. But
not going to lie to you, I never liked Blur and I still don't.
I love loads of Blur, but I hate most of it. Let's put it that way. There's Blur songs that are fucking outrageous. I never bought into the Oasis versus Blur. They're very, very different.
They did. Actually, Blur didn't.
Blur didn't? No, for real?
Oasis loved it. Because they love aggro.
Yeah, they're just aggro heads, aren't
they? They love saying shit about other bands.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
I feel bad for that they bought into that. Because the media went, oh, let's start it. They could have just went.
And they're basically ours as well. They're basically Irish. That's what's horrible about it.
They're the Gallaghers, yeah. Well, they don't talk to that. They don't talk to the one that is ours.
That is ours, yeah. Anyway, so here's the beginning of the end, right? It's beautiful. So it's a gig in, 2009? I think it's 2009. It gets cancelled. It gets cancelled because Liam has laryngitis, right? Liam has laryngitis.
Of the nose.
Well, apparently he did actually have laryngitis. But anyway. So a statement goes out, Oasis can't play tonight. I don't know where the fuck it was, Rotterdam or something. And Oasis can't perform tonight. Liam is suffering from belt laryngitis. We hope to reschedule this event, blah, 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 blah. Noel, being a fucking prick as well, he goes out and does like an interview or something with NME saying like, oh, laryngitis? No, we just hung over. Right? This causes fucking mayhem. Right? Mayhem.
Is that a good idea?
Now, they've been infighting and bickering for years.
This was after, actually, just before you mentioned, I know you didn't want to touch on the middle of it, but this was after Liam used that, I was going to say meningitis. After that laryngitis thing, do you remember the acoustic MTV, was it MTV Unplugged? Where Liam goes, I can't do it. But then he turned up and sat up in the balcony slagging him while he was singing.
That's right, I remember that, yeah.
This is meaty as fuck.
It's the juice in this band. The story is better than the band, I think, even though I do like the band.
Yeah.
But, so Noel gives an interview with like a magazine or a newspaper, whatever the fuck, says, no, he's just mad hungover and he didn't want to do it. So Liam loses his marbles and sues his brother. Right? Sues him.
I fucking sue you.
Yeah. So he proper goes and gets a solicitor and sues his own brother. And says, if you don't redact that statement, I'm going to sue the bollocks out of you. So Noel, the next day, gives another interview. I was only messing. He does actually have laryngitis. Right? That's the beginning of it. Right? It goes on. There's a full year of them fucking hating each other.
Battering as well, apparently.
Killing each other.
Full on battering each other.
Killing each other. You know why Oasis, this is where it's the best. Why Oasis broke up.
Was it a story about an instrument?
The instrument is it's only a tiny part of it.
Well.
Right? They're backstage before the gig. This is fucking outrageous. Backstage at gig. I have this written down here. It's fucking so good. Backstage of the gig, and they start roaring at each other. Some random sibling kind of fight, right? And Liam reaches over into a fruit bowl and picks up a plum and just lashes it square at Noel and bursts it in his face. Right? Noel starts screaming. Liam picks up an acoustic guitar and starts swinging it around like a samurai sword. Right? Noel says, plum juice all over his face, turns around, fuck this. Just walks out, grabs the first journalist, fucking, I'm out, Oasis are done. Gives a statement then a couple of days later.
What's that shit in your face?
Literally,
fucking plum juice,
Oasis broke up because Liam threw a fucking plum at Noel. And that was the end of it. Noel could take no more.
I thought that Liam broke a guitar that Johnny Marr had given Noel. Like, smashed it.
There was, after the plum, Liam picked up a guitar and fucking start swinging around. I don't know whether it was the heel stick. That could have happened a day before, 2 days before. Could happen right there and then. I'm not sure. But I need to concentrate on the plum right now because I'm fucking loving it. But it's just of all the fruit, like not an apple would burst you like.
You would.
An apple,
break your nose.
Bad. Now, I'd rather get slapped an orange than an apple.
Yeah.
A little bit of give in it.
Yeah.
But a plum, especially a ripe plum, that's going to splatter on you. It's going to sting. And it's going to splatter. You know what I mean?
Less pain, more embarrassment.
Yeah, exactly. A juicy little fucker.
You got a broken nose, but like, oh.
Exactly.
Shit just happened.
Exactly. But a plum. A fucking plum. And Noel had enough. He's fucked the plum at me. Probably rang his ma. Ma. Our kid's throwing a fucking plum at me.
Liam, what are you doing?
Yeah, exactly. And that was it. That was the end of it. And to this day, even like 2-3 weeks ago, they're still at it. Because your man Noel was giving out about, was it Lewis Capaldi or whatever?
That was, you know what, that was a misstep on his part.
Oh yeah, he fucked up. He gave him more juice.
Lewis Capaldi's already, like, his music is terribly grim and I'm not into it.
I don't know anything about it.
But for some reason, Lewis Capaldi is a comedy genius.
Born comedy genius.
Like, he could give up. He wouldn't. Well, basically, he's set now.
He could just make YouTube videos for the rest of his life.
And it's like, it's quality, it's Limmy. It's up there with Limmy. Yeah. Scottish comedian Limmy. Yeah. Absolute surreal madness.
Forever putting content out that's not songs. That's he's more popular for his bullshit than his songs.
So weird that he goes out. Even he dressed up as Noel and strutted out on stage in the actual thing after taking pictures with Liam, which was fucking hilarious.
Yeah. And then Liam got behind him.
Yeah.
And start saying, like, fucking, it's my brother's fault. He shouldn't be a prick.
You see, he fucked up by slagging him, right? You see, the problem is, it's like slagging. The world knew how funny by then.
They knew, yeah.
Because I've watched a million Lewis Capaldi videos and listened to one song. That's all I need to know about Lewis Capaldi. That it's this miserable fucking. He's got a fucking phenomenal voice. He's also Peter Capaldi's nephew.
Really?
Doctor Who. Yeah. But I remember the moment when Noel Gallagher was a little bit too old for the interview.
Yeah.
And Noel will slag everyone, and I appreciate that about him. He likes, if it's shit, call it shit.
Give it a brief, yeah.
But everyone kind of went, oh, you know what, man, whatever about his music, he's funny cunt. Now Noel went, oh, give a fucking shit, you fucking prick. Like, now, Lewis Capaldi instantly that night put up, I think, about 40 Snapchat videos of him enjoying and making pure great comedy. Yeah. It's so funny. Brilliant. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, turned it all around. So apparently this year, Liam is making a documentary about everything he's done since he left Oasis.
On a side note, Liam's last album, he got a different guy in to write with him, which is what he needs, and it was a good album.
I didn't hear it. Yeah. But he's making a documentary about life on the road and all these little projects and blah blah blah. But apparently he was hit with an injunction by Noel saying that if he shows any footage of Oasis songs, even Liam singing Oasis songs, he'd be sued into oblivion because apparently Noel owns most of the rights to all the songs.
Well, Liam play them? He obviously does he?
I don't know. I've no idea. I don't know
if
if he plays Oasis songs.
Writer credits, you can't touch that shit.
I'm pretty sure it's all Noel.
It will be.
So I don't know if he does any Oasis.
Remember that picture a few years ago with Liam Gallagher picking up a guitar and starting to play? Like, oh.
Yeah. leave that alone, lad. Just put your hands behind your back and let go.
No, but it was all like, ooh. What can happen here? Does he need? No, that's bullshit. Because
I think there was one song he wrote on an Oasis album.
Yeah, that's right. I think it was about his son.
Something like that. Yeah,
it's not good.
Yeah, of course it's not. No. Anyway, that's Oasis. What's your next one?
Sticking with the time and the place and members who know and are friends. The Verve. The Verve have broken up 3 times. The reason I picked them is this is for me the last time.
Yeah.
Although it might not be. You don't know. The Verve have had just such a fucking rocky road. They broke up after every album and seem to come back stronger almost every time. So they broke up after a Northern Soul. A Northern Soul is a name of an album referencing Noel Gallagher.
Okay.
Because Noel Gallagher wrote a song called Cast No Shadow, which is about Richard Ashcroft, which is such a fucking great song. That's about him leaving the Verve for the first time, apparently, like that. So
when he walks away, he casts no shadow.
Yeah. So that's really handy that we didn't even plan that.
Nope.
We should plan that more, actually.
Serendipity.
So the main problems between the Verve are Richard Ashcroft and Nick McCabe, who is a fantastic songwriter and guitarist. But drugs drink. All them drugs drink.
They didn't work. They did not work.
What do you think of Urban Hymns?
I haven't heard it since I was young.
I absolutely love it. I
remember listening to it a lot when it came out.
I absolutely love it. So they got back